What is your first name?
Oh, hi. My name is Denise.
Lanaya Collins.
Lonnie Coleman.
Darian Johnson. Sir.
How long have you lived in North Philly?
All my life.
74 years.
All my life.
I think all my life. My whole life.
54 years, lifelong resident, Strawberry Mansion.
What do you know about the Tanner family that's been the most inspiring, or the Tanner house that's been the most inspiring to you?
I've learned so much about the Tanner family, honestly. Like, I didn't know they had actually traveled to Palestine before, not realizing how many other influential people were in his family, Sadie T.M. Alexander, who's a soror of mine. So, you know, just being able to see how much influence was right here in North Philly. You know, of music musicians, you know, we have a lot of those, of course, but even artists as well. Like, those roots really do exist here. So, I learned a lot.
It's still very much so a developing story. I think the thing that I'm holding on to most recently, Dr. Ray Alexander Mentor, who's the daughter of Sadie T.M. Alexander, Sadie Tanner Majaya Alexander. She told us that Carter G. Woodson once declared the house the center of black intellectual life in Philadelphia because of the community that was associated, the type of activities that the people in the Tanner family engaged in. And that means a lot.
Yeah.
In particular, right now, where we're seeing black history being challenged and compromised and erased from the public sphere.
You know, I took an art history course in college, and I love learning about artists and their travails as to getting to the point of being successful or not. And then I became real excited when I found out about all these famous black artists, because they're not really publicized or talked about. Well, like most black people in the early part of the 20th, well, I guess that would be considered 20th century, he went through a lot of difficulties. I know he went to the school at Broad and Arch, and I know he had probably difficulty entering that establishment, so he didn't let it stop him, and that's the part that I like. He persevered, he was resilient, but also the type of art that he made, it was so, I want to say ethereal, very spiritual, and I kind of got drawn into it.
What inspires me most about the Tanner community and the Tanner house is their leadership. They offered me an opportunity with their leadership for us to do a collab where we did a teen night where we bring in young teens and they come in, they watch a movie, and the movie is about stuff that's going on in their community, and it just connects back and we ask them how they feel about it. So when they presented me this opportunity, it was like door opening for me, like, because I've never been presented with an opportunity to be a leader.
Yeah.
So they just gave me an idea of what being a leader is.
Where I grew up as a kid in the 1300 block of South 48th Street, which is Southwest Philadelphia, there was a home similar to the Tanner that was put in place for a guy like me, and a 7-year-old kid who needed somewhere to go after school, somewhere to go during the summer, you understand, for camps, and learn what taught me to be the man that I am today.
What's your favorite thing about this neighborhood and this community?
Well, growing up in this neighborhood, my favorite thing was when I walked out of my block, I saw a lot of black stores. So there was a lot of entrepreneurship when I was growing up. That was one of the favorite things that I loved about Strawberry Mansion, seeing people that looked like me, that were older than me, but they were businessmen.
Because we were surrounded by everything. We didn't have to go downtown to buy our meats. We had the AMP, we had the 5 and 10 cent store. Everything at our disposal, we could walk to. Those kind of things, well, we miss now. Because, you know, nothing's really in our neighborhood.
Some of that need for family, it's not always just your blood, you know, and that's what I miss, is the family, you know, attitude about our community. It was an installation, you know, at a time when nobody wanted to be near us other than us.
What are some ways that you think that the community could improve here?
Gun violence. We stop gun violence. There's a lot of that down here. But not in every part. It's like, you could go down the block and feel safe, and up the block is gun violence, people sitting on the block, and you don't feel safe going down there, so you gotta go the other way.
So I know it's a bad thing to do, to ignore some bad behavior, But sometimes that's what's been happening now.
We cut right to the chase. You know, drugs, alcohol, poverty, lack of education. You know, lack of resources, money. You know, those are the things that really have taken the neighborhood to where you see it now. Still not bad, because we're standing right here at 30th and Dolphin right now, and one of the most dangerous police districts that they say, the 22nd district. Well, we're standing here and I'm doing an interview at 6:30 in the evening with no one bothering us. So I'm a lifelong Strawberry Mansion person. Strawberry Mansionite.
I love that. What do you think that older people within the community could do to engage the youth to where they don't turn to things like that?
I think they all could come together and like make like something like for the kids and stuff, and not like influence them like do bad things in front of them, like smoke or drink or like stuff like that. And make sure they know what their kids are doing like at night.
I think what's missing in the community is honestly the right role model, because most people, they're brought up around people that are involved in gang violence or drugs. So when you constantly see it, it makes you want to constantly do it. So I think just having a good role model and somebody telling you that you can do something else other than, you know, playing basketball, you know, stuff like that, I think that's really important.
Just seeing like how some of the students don't even want to come to school, that's the first step. So like they really are dealing with internal battles within their household. How do you get them to do the things that are going to make them self-efficient, you know, and build their self-efficacy? So coming to school, getting them in programming, it has to be culturally responsive, and it has to be fun, and it has to be intentional. And I think that's what the Strawberry Mansion Learning Center does a good job of right now.
I wanted to continue the teen night so that other kids with their opinion or other teens with their opinion can just come in and voice their opinion.
Like this right here, like where these, like teen nights and getting kids together and stuff, but you don't really gotta pay for it.
We have to talk more and people have to listen and then give feedback and then go out and do the work.
People have to start to become more self-aware of who they are and what they want. You can't just say like, I want a difference, I want to change, I want less violence, but then you don't come to community programs, you're not familiar with the institutions that are in your neighborhood.
Beautiful work happening in pockets, and people are struggling across the many different obstacles that it takes to sustain community-led efforts. And one of the things that we are attempting to be a space for is how do we convene those sorts of like grassroots community leaders and be a space where folks can see like collaboration, see a sense of like shared learning, sharing the lessons across generations of how these efforts were sustained, the different practices, and just like how we analyze community efforts and contextualize them within the sort of like longer histories of Black struggle. That space of convening and togetherness. Like Strawberry Mansion Learning Center is certainly one of those spaces, but I think there's always an opportunity for more.
For sure.
To see how we can come together. So like the community partner network of the Friends of the Tanner House is really important, and the collaborations that come from it.
When you see these things on the internet or on social media, come out and get involved. Go and ask questions. Shoot a video and send it out. Somebody will respond to you about what we're about. Henry Oswald Tanner Foundation in the property.